So I hear you, and I'm just gonna be basically just doing a bunch of videos on just like different aspects of trading and how to get into it, and where to start. So today I'm going to be going over different markets and which one might be right for you. So I know I hear a lot of you guys want to get started, but you guys don't know where to start. So I'm just going to be going over the different market types, different types of things you can trade, and just how you can get started with each of them. So I'm going to go one by one, and if you guys have any more questions, you can either DM me on Instagram or leave them in the comment section. I'll respond to everything. So, just let me know what you guys want to see next. But to start, all right, we're gonna start simple. When you guys think of trading, you probably think of the stock market. So we're gonna start with stocks. So stocks are just, a part of a company. So Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, whatever. If you trade stocks, it's during whatever. So if it's US, we're just gonna go with US for the rest of the video just to get that out of the way, right? US. All right. So if you're trading a stock like Apple on the US market, you can trade between 9:30 and 4 o'clock Eastern time. So you can trade between those hours, and what you're trading is a piece of whatever company you trade. So Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, most are the jeez, oh my god. All right, so stocks, equities. That's what most people call them, but stocks. Yeah, you're just you want to focus on the actual companies. They're going to be affected by earnings, by sentiment, by whatever. So when you're in equity stock markets, that's how those move. So if you are more into the company side, if you are a long-term investor, and you do a lot of research into these companies, I feel like that's a very easy place to start. Not as complex as some of the other markets, but definitely a great place to get started. You can start with leverage ETFs, just regular companies that you hold anyway, or you know a lot about. So I mean, it's a great, definitely a lot of stuff you can do with that, and that's where I started out. So all right, moving into staying in the stock market, but we're gonna move to options. So options are a contract. So like, right, let's say I write the, right, I think that Apple is gonna go up. So I buy. There's two types of options: calls and puts. In calls, I don't trade options, so I'm not an expert. This is not financial advice, but calls, right, let you say I want the option to control 100 shares of Apple at this price called the strike price, and I reserve the option to buy them at a later date, right? So if the price of Apple goes up, then the price of your option goes up, and it is very, very, very more lucrative than with just holding the stock, but a lot more risk involved as well. So yeah, definitely look into it if you want to get into options, but definitely popular with yeah, don't gamble with them. Don't make sure you do your research. Definitely popular with like a lot of like gamblers or people who don't take trading seriously. So do your research, do whatever. But yeah, definitely a lot of money to be made there as well. All right, next, stepping into more of the I hear a lot more traders talk about these. I feel like you'll see a lot more of this just like in social media and just like around from a lot of traders. Forex. So we'll talk about Forex next. So Forex is just short for foreign exchange. So it's just the exchange of one currency to another. So currency A, currency B. Let's just say Great British Pound to the US dollar, right? Well, the price of the Great British Pound, surprisingly, my bad, guys, but yeah, surprisingly, so they fluctuate throughout the day. So when interest rates get cut, when like different economic events happen, then the price of different currencies can change, and you are just putting if you're trading GU, Great British Pound to US dollar, you're taking Great British Pounds, converting it to the dollar, the spot price, and if the price, if the value of the Great British Pound goes up, you make money. If so, yeah, so those work. Definitely a lot of pairs. Great British Pound, U.S. dollar, Euro, Japanese yen are the most common, but Swiss franc, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, definitely popular pairs. But yeah, an advantage over stocks is that with Forex, it's a 24/5 market. So it's always, as long as it's during the week, always trading, always has volume. so you have a lot more time to trade. There's different market sessions. They're broken into four generally, but my laptop's alright. But yeah, so a lot more time to trade. Definitely has a lot more stuff affecting the market because of that. Sorry, but yeah. So yeah, anytime you gotta watch the news more often though. So it's not just you're watching one company with a stock. It's you gotta check the whole country and what's going on there. So a lot more factors to look into, but definitely more widespread just within the trading community. And then yeah, I mean there's sky's the limit with that too. So next, and this is what I trade. I trade what is a futures. So futures is, just to put it so, it's a contract saying that you will buy the underlying asset at a later date. So if you're trading oil futures and you hold the contract until the expiration date, then you are agreeing to buy the oil at whatever price you bought. So what we traders do, we trade the contracts like within the expiration date. So we can make money off of the price going up or down, just throughout the term of the contract. So I trade Nasdaq futures. So the value of the Nasdaq 100 composite, not composite, Nasdaq 100 index affects how I trade. So if you want to get into futures, that is definitely more of my area of expertise. So if you guys want to DM me on Instagram, leave a comment, ask how to get into it, then definitely more experience in that field. But so yeah, definitely futures contracts for a lot of things. So if you want to have a little more leverage, if you have expertise on certain commodities, so you can trade gold and silver through Forex pairs, like the spot price. But there's gold, oil, soybeans, corn, oats, coffee, tea. There is a futures contract for like the most ridiculous stuff. So if you have like knowledge and those aspects, that might be for you. If you understand like certain futures markets like the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq 100 or the Dow Jones, then you might be a better futures trader. So I mean there's definitely CFDs in the Forex market that might be more for you, but definitely look into both. And then lastly, the last one I'm going to get into is cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies are like completely different from anything I just listed. Like it's almost completely separate from everything else I mentioned. And the benefit of that is a cryptocurrency can trade 24/7. So there's no market closing. There's no no downtime. So the market's always open. So you can always trade whenever. And there is a lot of volatility in crypto. So I mean, like a 5-10% move is like normal on any day in the crypto market, which is not normal. If a stock drops 10% in a day, that's like insane. But crypto moving 10-15% in a single day, that's just another just another day. So if you like the volatility, if and there's lots of different there's this whole Solana ecosystem. There's Ethereum, Bitcoin, just everything, meme coins. But yeah, if that is like something that you are, definitely a lot more risk, definitely a lot more layers to that. But definitely money to be made. A lot of volatility, but definitely a lot to look out for, and just a lot you have to know with like sniper bots, rug pulls, just like everything in that crypto space. But yeah, I mean everything anything you can trade, you can make money with. So like do your research, understand what you're trading, like understand what you want to trade. Jeez. Alright, my bad. It's kind of a late video. But yeah, just if you guys have any more questions, just let me know. Gonna try to get more videos like this out to you guys, and see what you guys want to see more of. But yeah, I mean I've seen you guys DMing me on Instagram. I'll try to post on there sometimes too, so go follow me on there if you wanna stick with me through the journey. Yeah, update soon, but that's really gonna be it for today. Yeah, that's it. All right.